Good morning, Choppers. The Nathan Ivey Show is sponsored by UC Health. UC Health, Cincinnati's only academic health system.
It was the voice of a courageous explorer, a man dedicated to the pursuit of man's knowledge and the expansion of his horizons.
Good morning. Here is Nathan Ivey.
NathanIvey.com. Mr. Ivey know the show must go on. As far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised dogs, close fish, yeah, too strong. Team NI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real, jumping like hopscotch. Nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlatives, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? Jono be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of Drippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati red tag. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 5-1-3, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at.
Broadcasting live from Cincinnati, Ohio, here's the king of superlative flows, Nathan Ivey.
Good morning, all. Welcome back. Back from my hiatus. Politicking on the latest. Today is Thursday, December 15th, 2016. Good morning, world. Good morning, Choppers. Broadcasting live from the heart of Cincinnati, Ohio. From the Superlative Media Studios. They do great work. Let me throw my number at you in case you might want to give me a call this morning. And you don't have to. You can always take a free ride on my thoughts. But here's the number, 513-873-7134. That is my on-air number, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. If we go longer, whenever I'm on the air, you can use that number to dial into the show. Good morning again. Good morning. They say if you live in the Cincinnati area, that you're going to be dealing with some very frigid, very cold weather this morning. Saying that with the wind chill factor could be below zero. Below zero. So make sure you do your due diligence, dress accordingly. Good morning. Let's do this. Ready for it. This morning, I want to talk about a lot of things that have happened within the last 24 hours. Some of these things may be on your radar screen. Listen, don't get this twisted. I don't believe that every single topic we talk about or I discuss is like a number one priority. How boring would that be? There are venues for that. This show is more, criticisms and witticisms on people, politics, and pleasure. You know, with a focus in the locale that I'm in. Again, broadcasting live from Cincinnati, Ohio. Broadcasting live. You forgot that number, didn't you? 513-873-7134.
Oh! Get to the chopper!
We'll get to the choppers in just a second. But first, a couple videos, at least one audio clip that I want you to hear. And this is an audio clip of Ray Lewis. You know, he and Jim Brown. And see, now we're starting to get the backstory as to how did Jim Brown and Ray Lewis, of all people, end up in a meeting with Donald Trump? How did that happen? And if you remember from yesterday, I played an audio clip for you in which you can clearly hear Jim Brown professing his love.
Yes, I did.
What brought you to
for Donald Trump? Check this out. Just want to jog your memory. Remember this?
The president of the United States brought me. My president. You know, that's he wanted fair and square. He's going to be our man for the next 4 years at least, probably 8. And he's amenable to listening to people who did not vote for him.
He listened to you. You told me in commercial break that you all were in there for a long time.
Yes.
What did you talk about and what did you ask of him?
We're talking about making America a better country. We talked about the poor people. We talked about African-American people. We talked about education, getting rid of violence, dealing with economic development realistically, and how to work together.
You know, people listening to these NFL greats and the pastor being in this room, I mean, that's a stellar, lineup of men. But when you're thinking about those who voted for Mr. Trump and the working class and middle America, and certainly you have fought on behalf of a lot of those people for your lifetime, but speak to those people in this country who feel like they're not being listened to and they're not being represented. Well,
you almost have the wrong guy. See, I look like a bourgeoisie and middle class, but I've been out there for many, many years.
Yeah, that's him from yesterday. I don't want to bore you to death. I was hoping to get to the part in which he said, I love Donald Trump. I love him. And I'm still confused. Like, what in the hell? What in the hell? But now we found out from Ray Lewis's side, right? He went on a show called, it's the Colin Cowherd show, I believe on Fox Sports 1. They're the people who are trying to give you an alternative to what they're doing in ESPN. So he goes on there and he goes a little bit more in depth into what led him to be in that position. And basically it was a phone call. Man, in America, a phone call can change your life. A phone call can change your life. Only in America, right? So he got that phone call from Jim Brown saying, hey, you want to go meet with Trump? And Ray's like, yeah, but I'm going to keep it real. And he talks about some of the people that he saw, some of the things that they discussed, and then it gets just downright disgusting. Just straight up disgusting. And it's very clear to me that Jim Brown and his brother Ray Lewis went up to Trump Tower to straight sell out. To straight sell the hell out, Craig, completely.
So I know you only got 40.
That's the audio in the background. Just trying to get to the point where I want to jump into it.
Actually, I got a call.
It's the part where he's talking, actually. Check this out.
Brown called you.
Yeah, and of course, I've been working with Jim very closely.
On urban renewal projects.
Yeah, a lot of
what projects?
Development.
I'm not saying there haven't been, but I'd just like to know more about it.
Neighborhoods that don't have vision, don't have no infrastructure and things like that. So the moment Papa called me, me and him have been friends now, and he's been mentoring me for many years now, for at least 7, 8 years now. And so the moment I got the phone call, he was like, I think we should. What do you think about going to sit with Trump? I said, look, Papa, you know me. I'm going to say what's on my mind. And so I don't care who's sitting there. So I'll do it. And so that's kind of how it all set up.
Okay.
And,
so then you arrive. Now, let me ask this. The security around Trump.
Yeah, like crazy.
Now, he's not going to live in the White House. He's going to be in the Trump Tower.
Yeah.
Now, you've dealt with security in your life. What was it like?
That's a whole nother level.
So in an interview or in an article written by the Washington Post, Ray Lewis allegedly said that after his meeting with Donald Trump, he said black or white is irrelevant.
I think it's standard.
Black and white is irrelevant. Did you know that?
Security around.
Well, somebody should to tell these young white kids who running around here chanting white power. Breaking into people's homes in places like Price Hill. Oh, by the way, they do have an arrest in that case. I'll give you the update in just a couple of minutes. Painting swastikas.
Industry people.
Yeah, because there were different tiers of meetings.
Okay, and Trump wanted to hear from people. Now, does he know? Is he aware of his divisiveness?
Yeah, and that's what I think he understands.
I mean, wasn't Ray Lewis the same guy
I think
who had the bright idea of just put like a barrel in every corner in Baltimore?
Because when we sat down, one of the first things me and Jim said was, Mr. President, we're not here for an ask. We're not asking nothing from you.
Yeah.
Which means they're asking for something.
Clearly here to explain to you what the problems are in urban neighborhoods that has never been changed.
And how did he respond?
Well, the moment he heard what we were doing and all of the things that Jim Brown has did with America I Can program and all of these gang members that he's changed their lives totality, right? And then you think about all the things that I'm doing right now with job creations, we go from Ferguson 1,000, we give away 700 jobs. We come to Baltimore 1,000, we give away right about 1,100 jobs.
How do you
January
give
13,
away a
14
job?
to 15 here in LA, we'll probably give away another 2,200 jobs in one day.
Give away?
Right? But it's the jobs are one thing, but it's what we're doing for people. And so it's really so
you expressed that to Trump.
Yeah, and well, so they gave me the floor. And when they gave me the floor, what I wanted, Mr. Trump to understand was, listen, I'm not what I'm trying to tell you, and I'm telling you just the way I told him, what I'm trying to tell you is I can't come here to ask you for nothing. I can only tell you what we're doing.
And then you can choose if you want to
absolutely, but we need a machine behind us to change what's going on in urban neighborhoods.
And what did Donald say?
Well, after 10 minutes, his cabinet, he's sitting with about 20 people.
Oh, he is.
About 20 people and as part of his team. But when he sits in there, their cabinet agreed that what we have, Colin, we have the vehicle. And you hear all these reports. Well,
which means that we're going to funnel some money through your program.
Their backs on the black community. It's the most embarrassing thing when you hear stuff like that, because I always tell people, and a good friend told me this, there's no they. There's no they, Colin.
Right.
You know who they is? They is you.
Right.
They is me. That's who they is.
They is me.
There's nobody going to get it done. Right. And so when you hear people who talk about, I would never go in the White House and I would never meet Trump. Well, guess what? Maybe you don't feel the same way about your kids the way I feel about my kids.
Right.
Because I want my kids to be damn safer.
Ooh.
And so you pitched this to Trump. And
yeah, man. Yeah. And the whole thing, I think
we didn't come here to ask you for nothing, but we already got the vehicle. My program. We've been doing redevelopment in Baltimore.
Program this took over 30.
America I Can program. We working with the gang. Listen, we ain't here to ask for nothing.
And what we're telling,
I'm here to tell you what's going on and to let you know that there's a vehicle out here, Mr. Trump, and it's called my nonprofit program.
Decision makers,
yeah, it's cabinet people with
absolutely
influence
who are simply there to say, okay, what can we do to help?
So when you left there, did Trump say, was he actionable?
Absolutely, and that's why one of the biggest reasons why me and Jim said we must go.
Yeah,
because now. It's like this not knowing, right? Everybody, if he's going to do it, whether there's no if. The bottom line, the reason why we went there, if people really want to know why we went there for our future,
right?
Yeah,
to
you
give
sure
our
did.
future a real chance. Yeah,
when you're with
your
Trump,
future.
Because I think this is fascinating. You were in a unique position in America. There's probably 200 people to get this
I'm
opportunity.
reading this guy.
Trump. There's the media narrative is the guy's Looney Tunes. What is your takeaway on Trump, the guy?
Pure businessman, 100%. Yeah, I'm not there to judge his morals. I'm not there to judge what he believes in, what he doesn't believe in.
But you've sat with businessmen.
Absolutely,
that's what he is.
That's exactly what he is.
Is he a good listener?
He understands the moment you start to explain something to him. If he don't understand it, he'll ask you to the point to
what
where
does it
he
mean?
gets it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Distill it down for me.
To where he gets it.
Oh, he's a genius. He asks people.
Once he gets it.
When he doesn't understand something, he asks people for clarification. He's a genius.
He said, look, I put my own money behind it. I just put Ben Carson and over HUD, which got all this money and all this money that we got going. Let's take
see how you talking about money,
and let's do what you guys' vision is to change urban America, and let's
through my program.
Hope. And oh my gosh, listen, Colin. If you paid attention to the numbers, and that's what bothers me about people.
Man, he went up there. See, game recognized game.
What the hell the meeting was about. That
was game recognized game. And there's a lot of people out there that recognize that they got game in the White House now with the new incoming Trump administration. They all want a piece.
See, that's one thing about a lot of people talk, right? I will take any day of the week. I said it yesterday, me and Jim sitting there. Charity never compares to change.
Right.
Think about that mindset.
Give any damn thing I want to give.
Yeah, you can write a check for anything.
You can write a check for anything.
Got to give time.
Change is being willing to do what people won't do. Mm-hmm. So when people say, "Oh man, I wouldn't go sit with him,"
what does that mean?
Well, don't.
He's talking very, very vaguely.
I got 4 black kids, sons, who I want to be safer.
Right.
So you know what? If I'm going to stand for anybody, I'm damn sure going to stand for them.
Donald Trump and Ray Lewis yesterday. See, I told you that I just wanted 10 minutes.
Yeah. Ray Lewis think he really
so,
talking.
By the way, did you get a nice lunch? Did you get an omelet?
Anything.
Was it?
No.
This was no pastries. This was business.
Yeah, we left after that because we had the meeting with him, with just me and Jim and Curtis Martin and our whole crew. And then we went
Curtis
up
Martin?
and then we sat with Bill Gates and sat with them for a while and just
Curtis
really just
Martin doing in the meeting?
brainstormed on just different topics and different ideas and just really different ways to help this place be better.
And that was late yesterday. 11 hours you got back here. You're working on 40.
That is deep. Hustlers right there. You heard it. He said, first off, I didn't come here to ask you for anything. Dead giveaway. He came to ask for something. I just want to let you know that the vehicle is there. And I've been doing it through my programs. And then he really let the cat out of the bag later on when he kept talking about money. It's like the word money kept falling out of his lips. Because that's what it was about. Jim Brown and Ray Lewis went to Trump Tower to sell the hell out. That's what people are doing up there. They're going up there selling the hell out. That's what's going on. One by one. And some tells me Ray Lewis sold out with no parasitic worms. Like Jim Brown's a warrior. They probably had to put 2 or 3 worms in him. I will resist. And then finally they just took over. Ray probably sold out the minute he hit New York. What is he talking about? That was ridiculous. And Collins just feeding him he's not challenging any of this. Because smart people could just listen to it and you can ascertain for yourself. That's deep. He wants his kids to be safe. What the hell? We all want our children to be safe. What are you talking about, Ray Lewis? That's the trash cans, man. Why don't they put him as a Secretary of HUD? Because I know he knows how to clean up. He knows how to develop. He knows urban development. His urban development was going to be put a trash can on every corner in Baltimore and tell people, you better put those guns in that trash can. And if you don't put your weapons in that trash can, guess what? You're going to prison for life. That was Ray Lewis's prescription. I mean, again, we're lucky he's not the Secretary of HUD. We're lucky. I mean, the way Trump is giving out these prized possessions, right? My precious. You want to be Labor Secretary? Secretary of the Interior? Yeah. Want to run the EPA? Yay. Want to run the Department of Energy? Rick Perry? Yeah. Rick Perry couldn't even remember that there was a Department of Energy. It was, if you remember this, going way back to the primary. He got all twisted up on that particular question. It's all Senator Governor Perry. You say that if you're the president, this man says basically his platform for president, and I'm talking about last year, okay, and this past Republican primary, part of his platform was that if he's the president, then like the Department of Energy, we don't need that. We don't need it. Now, I'm not sure what they do at the Department of Energy. We've got a vague understanding, okay, but they're doing something. And so that's the guy who now is going to be running the Department of Energy. So like I said, you're lucky Kanye West, and maybe we're not lucky. Maybe we'd be better off if Kanye West was your Secretary of Defense, your Secretary of State. Better get ready for it. So that's Ray Lewis, see? Them Negroes understand. You know what? It's about to get wet. And they want to try to get the high ground as fast as possible. So that's what happened. Jim Brown and Ray Lewis went to Trump Tower to sell out. That's what they did.
Oh! Get to the chopper!
So pushy. Let's get to the, there we go. Let me back up here. Let me back up to the top. Here we go. I see Tanika. How you doing, Tanika? She writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, Tanika. She was number 1 in the Chop Shop this morning. Followed by Jennifer. Jennifer writes, good morning, all. And it looks like a heart. That's special. Jericho writes, morning. It's 1, 2, and 3 in the Chop Shop for today, Thursday, December 15th, 2016. Here's the number again, 513-873-7134. I mean, this is great talk radio, whether it's called outside, but we're all inside. We're on the line together. Let's chop it up. Omar writes, good morning. Casey writes, good morning. Grab my tea. She writes, good morning, choppers. Sending positive, powerful vibrations to you all. And it looks like she switched up the Ivy. Okay. This tea's horrible, actually. It's too damn strong. But I drink it anyway for the pipes. CJ rates, good morning and happy Thursday to everyone. Good morning, CJ. Good morning, Kelly. How you doing, Kelly? Jill writes, good morning, all. Truther writes, good morning, choppers. Something like that. Tracy writes, hey. Rhonda writes, good morning, beautiful people in the chop shop. Good morning to you. Pam's positive perspectives. She writes, good morning. Kiki writes, I read Mr. Ivy in the choppers. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 6 lips Thursday? All right. Roosevelt writes, top of the morning, family. Same to you, brother. Rhonda writes, nice new picture, Pam. I agree. Cincy Tigers writes, good morning. Rico writes, morning, choppers. Mr. Holloway writes, hello, Nathan Ivy and the good people of Cincinnati. LOL. What's the LOL for? Dante writes, what's up, choppers? Stay warm out here. Hashtag brrr. Yeah, it's cold outside. Frostbite is a mother. You ever got frostbite? I got a serious case. Well, I got a case of frostbite when I was younger. Woo-hoo-hoo. Not fun. Not fun at all. I mean, I dealt with the effects of that, like in terms of tingling in the back of my hands for years afterward before it just healed and went away. Some serious ish. Stay warm. Mike writes, good morning. Sluggo writes, good morning. Dale writes, good morning, great people. Shannon writes, hey, what's up, Shannon? Shannon, I did return your email. Okay, I got it a little bit later. I would have responded immediately, but I did return it. Maddie writes, good morning, Nate, in the chop shop. Shauna writes, good morning, all. Carolyn writes, good morning, chop shop. Angela writes, good morning, all. Dale writes, my president, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. He sound like a fool. Again, where was this my president support for President Obama? 3 question marks. That's why we will always be a nation divided. These coons outnumber us, and it's growing every day. Shaking my head. Speaking of coons, and again, this is just a bad segue, okay? I ain't trying to say nothing about that brother Tommy Sotomayor, other than within the last 24 hours, a lot of folks been saying, oh, you should check out his videos. So I went back and looked at some of more of his videos. And dude has a serious issues with black women. Like, you're right. Was it Leon who said that? I think it was. I mean, this dude has made, he's made a career on the internet, on YouTube, making videos, dissing black women. And it just really magnified, it really underscores a point I've made and an observation I made many years ago. And that is, for whatever reason, especially with Obama in the White House, that, it's having him in the White House. It's just so, if you want to make a career for yourself in the media, one of the easiest ways of doing that is to criticize black people. It's one of the best ways to do it, especially if you come out super ill, like on Obama and or you're down on black women, single mothers. Oh, you'll make a mint. And dude figured out that formula. So I feel less about it than I did yesterday. Maybe he got what he deserved. I don't know. Brother Tariq Nasheed, got all intellectual. Then he went there. He went to the gutter with it. Called a man crispy. Somebody posted apparently he does this bit with his crispy puppet. And I think somebody posted it somebody posted on Facebook, friends who like the Nathan Ivy show. It was hilarious. Or maybe it was on my page. I don't recall, actually. It was hilarious. Y'all wrong out there. I love the internet. Stop using the internet for bad. Use it for good. Not really. I like a little bad. Keisha writes, good morning. Rico writes, where's the suit, Ray? Right. Well, to this day, we still don't know where the suit that Ray Lewis was wearing the night that somebody was murdered outside of, I think it was like a nightclub. And Ray and some of his associates, one of his associates involved with it, killed somebody. And Ray Lewis hid the suit. Still to this day, we don't know where it is. That's why Ray is more than willing to jump back on the plantation. That's why Ray, I think, on some levels is all like pro-police now and all this kind of stuff. That's because he know they almost got their arse. It's one thing to be locked up and you got a lifetime of crime. It's another to be that rich nigga, right? You didn't made it. You got money to spend and you locked up. That's not a good situation. So Ray, to me, is making sure he always stay on point with the law. He don't never want to go down that road again. Ever, ever, never, ever, ever. Angela writes, that black and white is irrelevant talk. Is the slant to white folks saying, I don't see color. Exactly. See, one thing about Ray Lewis is that brother understands how to get ahead in Trump's America. That's what that brother understands. You got to go up the Trump Tower and sell the hell out. Get down on your knees. Kiss his ring. He's got 20 people around him, like 5 or 6 of them is royalty. It's like American royalty, right? It's just deep, man. Just deep. But hopefully we'll be in it together. We'll be in it together. The Nathan Ivey Show. Hopefully. We'll see. Media concentration is a mother. I'm reading more and more about this. Here's what you can, let me forecast just a little bit. And don't forget that you heard it here first. Let me forecast your local media market, your regional media market, and your national media market. Here's what I see on the horizon in a Trump America. I see more concentration of the big media companies. Hell, I think right now there's either 5 or 6 companies that are delivering on some level, somewhere near of 85, 90% of everything you see on cable television. It's the illusion of diversity. It's the illusion of diversity. You think you're going to different channels, but they're all owned by, in some cases, the very same media company. So you can see I think you'll see a lifting of the restrictions in certain media markets where right now, if you own the television and radio station, you can't be in a newspaper business. I think you're going to see an elimination of that. There's some of that deregulation is making it so difficult for for big businesses to manufacture and produce any good jobs, right? Those deregulations. So you can see more of that. And who's in a position to purchase these other companies? I mean, right now you got like these big acquisitions on the horizon. The people with the money. Look for that. Also look for a very serious push to change the nature of the internet. I want to make you hip to this before we go to break, okay? Because I think for people, if you're listening to me right now, both of these things impact you. Like this is a form of media. This is a talk show, okay? While at the same time, we're broadcasting live on the internet. And while this particular platform at this particular time may not be on the same level as what may be here terrestrially in our market right now, it's still a platform nonetheless. It's also a medium that you can hear on the internet. And even during the Obama administration, there were forces that wanted to change the way you interact with the internet, meaning that, for instance, when you log onto my website, when you go to nathaniv.com, currently, when you log onto my website, your connection to whatever your device is at the same speed, like you're connecting at the same speed as any other website. There were attempts out there to basically create tiers of access based on speed in the internet. So, for instance, I'm an internet entrepreneur at this point. I want you to be able to connect as effortlessly as possible. But if you connect at a speed that is half as somebody else, let's say another talk show, or maybe it's a website that's controlled by a big media station so they can pay for it, then naturally at some point the audience is going to, it's just the path of least resistance. And so I want you to be very aware of those efforts to privatize to some degree the internet, to change the nature of the internet, because that'll change the nature of our relationship. That'll change the nature of my ability to communicate my message to you on a daily basis. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. We don't want to do that. So keep your eyes open on that. And, under the flag of profit, okay, under the flag of profit, you can see even in your local market. Even in your local market, you can see that. In your local market, don't think that the programming that you might enjoy terrestrially, don't think that program is always locked solid. Again, under the rationale of money, profits, losses, whatever, because those conveniently the rationales that you're going to hear, okay, when your media station makes some changes. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So yet another reason. And when those kind of changes happen, like when your favorite station makes a change, or maybe they do away with a show that you like, or maybe they cut the hours of a show that you like, or maybe they make some other changes. I mean, what kind of response have you had in the past? Typically, from what I've seen, both inside the industry and outside of it, typically once those changes are made, unless there's a mass movement, nothing really changes. But when those things happen, people always say the same thing. What do they say? They say, we need more options. That's exactly what they say. Every time some kind of controversy happens with any kind of program, it's like, man, I wish we had more. Well, we do have more. You do have more. You've got the Nathan Ivey Show. We're building every single day. And I want to say good morning to my patrons out there. I really appreciate you. And exclusive content is coming your way. But before we break, let's take one phone call. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Yeah, I'm outstanding. How you doing?
I'm doing, brother. It's Leon, brother. How you doing, Leon?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Doing great, man.
Excuse me. I'm I hate to not be along the lines of the communal thinking of the choppers, but I don't have a problem with Jim Brown and them meeting with the president. He's the leader of the free world. If you have a chance to meet him, you take advantage of that and take him your agenda if that's what he's bringing you in there for. Let him know what you got to say and how you feel about some things. They had that opportunity and they did it. Why everybody's saying they sold out this and that. Remember, this is the same Jim Brown who 50, 60 years ago organized that Black Athlete Summit with Dan Lou Alcindor and what's his name? Muhammad Ali and all those guys.
It was a great photo op.
I would have never invited Kobe, if I did it today. And everybody was like, yeah, he's the greatest in the, Jim Brown's the greatest black man ever lived. Saying stuff like that. So I don't have a problem with him meeting with them or meeting with Trump. And also, remember, Hillary Clinton, she rolls out Jay-Z and LeBron James doing the same thing Donald Trump did, realizing or rolling out black athletes and celebrities, entertainers, to kind of help back their agenda and get the black people to like them. So I don't understand why everybody's so upset. He's just doing the same play that she did, and everybody thought that concert that Jay-Z threw and LeBron James supporting him was the greatest thing ever.
I wasn't too impressed by it. I think I even said that. Like, I'm not impressed by your celebrity endorsements. I think I made that point about Hillary Clinton over and over again. But listen, brother, I understand. Listen, for me, what's motivating my opinion about Ray Lewis is what I heard and what I'm gleaning, what I'm putting together in my own head from what I heard in that little interview piece that I played. I think the brother went up there and straight sold out, talking about funneling, we're going to change the community. I got a nonprofit, right? That's what I think. And
I'm sorry, the one of the biggest criticisms of Obama, he hasn't done enough for black people, So, I mean, not saying Trump will or won't, we don't know yet, but, at least he's reaching out to somebody other than the rhyme and reverence. You understand? I mean,
and this idea that you can reach out to celebrities, I mean, this idea that Ray Lewis ain't connected to the black community, maybe in the projects that he's working on, but on a national level, you think Ray Lewis is? I would say maybe Jim Brown more so, but I don't even think Jim Brown is really connected on the national level to black America. So,
that gang initiative he was doing out in L.A.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing out in L.A. That's a beautiful thing. But I'm saying in terms of having a national impact. So, I mean, it's a facade to act like he's going up there somehow. Ray Lewis is somehow negotiating development deals with Donald Trump on behalf of black America. It's laughable, man. Let's call it what it is. He went up there and sold out.
The fact that Donald Trump's president is laughable in and of itself.
Yes, it is.
But I mean, his cabinet. I mean, other than Ben Carson, I mean, it looks like he's reaching out to billionaires, people who think like he do. People who understand where he might be coming from on some things.
Well, the plutocrats are taking over.
Right, and of course they're not. What's the word? They're not qualified, but it's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah, qualified, schmalified. That doesn't matter. All you got to do is be a friend of the Trump campaign. You might get a big job. That's how the game goes.
Yeah, and I think that there's some, political advisors behind the scene who going to actually be doing the real grunt work. These guys are just going to be the face of the grunt work. I mean, I just think people are just getting too in a tiss about what's going on. Just kind of sit back and see what happens.
Oh hell no!
It's just no, Leon. Hard, ain't they?
No, Leon, no. Because here's the other thing. I wish he was meeting with people like Cornel West, and he wasn't meeting with Jim Brown. And, Jim Brown done amazing things. I like Jim Brown, all that kind of stuff. But I wish he wasn't meeting with Jim Brown and Ray Lewis. All Ray Lewis did was go up there and feed him back some BS. You heard it.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
That's not what we need. I don't want the president-elect's brain and his image of black America to be fed to him by some damn Ray Lewis.
But I don't know who fed Obama his, but he was very bushy. If I may use her name, your former program director at at the place you used to work at, when he came in, Obama came in, she was like, "Oh, this is the greatest thing ever. Things is going to change for black folks, blah, blah, blah." And before, the changes happened.
Why are you bringing up Jerry Tolliver's opinion about Obama? That's irrelevant.
Let me tell you. Let me finish. And then before the changes were made at that station, her whole opinion of dude changed because he didn't do anything for black folks either.
To be honest with you, I don't really recall her opinion, so I really can't speak intelligent of it.
I recall it vaguely.
I hear it. I hear it.
Vaguely. No, not vaguely. I meant I recall it very well.
Yeah, I hear it.
Because I remember her. Yeah.
I hear it. I believe you. I believe you.
It's just kind of one of those things you kind of, okay, your candidate didn't get in, you're going to be upset, but now, unless something cataclysmic happens within the political structure.
Something cataclysmic did just happen. He just met with Ray Lewis. Who the hell is Ray Lewis? Come on, man.
He met with Jim Brown. Jim Brown probably said, "Why don't you bring a younger, more recent athlete with me?" How do we know that didn't happen?
Well, it sounds like that might have happened. I don't know. That could be exactly what happened. It doesn't change my opinion.
What it is at this point. I'm not trying to do that, but like I said, if I had a chance to meet the leader of the free world, I don't care what his party was, I'm going to go talk to him.
And depending on what you say, like in post interviews, I might say you went up there and sold out. Okay, then.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that sometimes.
We don't know for a fact that he sold out. We just
we know. Didn't you just hear it? We just heard it, Leon.
Yes,
believe what you heard. This man, we got the vehicle, sir. My program's on redevelopment. We got the vehicle. That's what happened.
Hey, Ray Lewis is a very uncomfortable public speaker. I noticed that when he was on ESPN, and now he's on Fox now. He's very uncomfortable speaking in public. That's not his game.
He seems okay to me. He's on TV quite a bit.
No, he's on TV for his name. He's dangling participles, everything. He's just not a very good speaker.
And let's not let Jim Brown off the hook. This brother, after meeting with this man for the first time, says, "I love Trump." Damn, ho. Close your legs. Right. Damn.
Like I said, you can go meet the president. That don't mean you got to kiss his ring.
Well, it sounds like he did.
They might have. Maybe he's just trying to, preach the unity thing. I don't know.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Would you ever go up there and come back and say, let's say you and Trump had a great time. Y'all play video games together. Y'all like everything the same, right? Okay. Would afterward, would you come back and say, I love him?
If he was willing to listen actively and not passively to what I had to say and what I was trying to bring to him, I can have no choice but to have some type of respect for him until he shows otherwise.
So you would say, I love him?
I don't know if I would say that. I don't really.
Well, that's what the point is. It's one thing to say, we had a good meeting with Trump and, the future's looking bright. That's one thing. But to come out and say, I love Trump. I love him.
Jim Brown ain't exactly a favorite amongst white Americans either because of what he was doing to help the inner city.
That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. I'm talking about this Trump stuff right here.
I understand what you're saying with the Trump, but that's how Jim Brown is remembered. As a community activist, strong, running that red, black, and green beanie. You know what I'm saying? That's how he's remembered.
All right, man. So I get it. You would go up there and kiss his ring, and then come out and go to media and then say, "I love Trump." Okay, I got it. I wouldn't
go flip it. I knew he was going to flip it on the way out, but that's cool. That's what you did. I shot you. It's all good, but
that's not a flip, man. You even see. I'm dying to see the president. If I got a chance to go meet Trump, would I go? Maybe I would go.
Oh, okay. So it's just like It's just like in what you're doing. If you had a chance to to interview.
If I got a chance to interview Trump, I would ask him all the most difficult questions. I'd ask all the most difficult follow-ups, and I'd be straight up about it. I would do it all the way through it. And the reason why I'm doing this is twofold. Number one, to let this sucker know straight to his face. And number two, to promote what I'm doing now. I would just be straight about it.
And how do we know Jim Brown and or Ray Lewis didn't promote what they're doing now? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
They had a chance to meet with the president, and let some transcripts come out of that meeting. Instead of just some general statements, I'm going to take Jim Brown, especially Jim Brown. I'm going to take him on his word.
Well, when Jim Brown comes out tomorrow and says, Trump is my daddy, don't call. I just can't wait to hear what you're going to say then. Trump's my daddy.
Well, your opinion can change when the facts change.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But, let me let you go. I'm sure I'm getting called all types of C words and suckers in the chop shop. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Hey, Leon, take it easy, man. That's Leon. He said it is what it is. He don't give a damn. He telling you straight up from the beginning. From the beginning. He said black and white is irrelevant. That's Ray Lewis. Oh, my God. But Leon has a different point of view. Whom do you agree with? What do you think about Leon's flow? Is he on to something? Could be. Nate Ivey. This is the Nathan Ivey Show.
Today, my new son and I threw a barbecue.
There were burgers and chicken.
I burnt everything. The burgers, the chicken, the salad.
They were delicious.
They were awful.
And then we had watermelon.
I'm allergic to watermelon.
And then we played catch.
I broke Mr. Lewis's window, Mrs. Wakeham's window, Mrs. Wakeham's windshield. And then, somehow, my hand. My hand!
And then my dad even let me drive his car.
The hospital's on the right! It was a rough day.
It was a great day.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids.
Kubo, what have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest.
Plus Park, Nathan Ivey, the man, Cincinnati's only voice. And go to NathanIvey.com, man. Check him out.
Good morning. The Nathan Ivey Show is sponsored by UC Health. UC Health, Cincinnati's only academic health system. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Currently 7:47 a.m. in the Queen City. Today's Thursday, December 15th, 2016. My daughter's got a recital tonight. Yeah, the kind of stuff you got to do when you're a father. She's been working with her flute. Some of you might remember the image I put of her in Junior. Just kind of moment in our living room. He's in his high chair, smiling, and she's in the background. Not too far away, though. She's in the background on her flute. Yeah, that's my world. Welcome back. 513-873-7134. So Jim Brown and Ray Lewis went to Trump Tower to sell out. At least that's my suspicion. What do you think? After hearing that clip, that conversation between himself and Colin Cowherd, Fox Sports 1, they do great work. If you like sports, just check them out. Check them out. Dale writes, what jobs are these? Where are they giving them away? Yeah, they're giving away jobs. We got 1,200 jobs we're trying to give away. Really? And if you're giving it away, what kind of job is it? Craig writes, what's up, Nate? What's up, Choppers? Layer up, nigwas. Layer up, nigwas. I understand the nigwas part. Angela writes, so Ray Lewis is concerned with Ray III being indicted on rape charges? Right. He might have been up there trying to get some pardon for his son. I'm not sure. I haven't been following that story. I'm not sure where it's at right now. I haven't been following it. Ms. D writes, so a potential murderer and a man who beats women are supposed to convince Black America, ? Stop it and sit down somewhere. Damn, she got a point. Score, Miss D. Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah, she got a point on that one. Damn. She went straight for all the dirt, huh? Yeah, it's funny how everything that all the allegations about Jim Brown just don't seem to be that important. They just don't compare to his sports accomplishments, right? And his community work. A damn shame. And where is the suit, Ray Lewis? That's all I want to hear from you, man. What did you do with that suit with the evidence on it from that night? And again, it got killed by the media, and I'm sure they feel some kind of way about it to this day. But the family of the man who was killed, they still got a problem with Ray Lewis to this day. The media doesn't like to focus on it because, well, he's got a job and all in the media. So Craig writes, Ray Lewis is cooning again. Rayenthal Lewis, huh? A little Rayenthal Lewis. That's a play on words. Orenthal. That's right. O.J. Simpson. He got a little O.J. in him. Rayenthal Lewis is cooning again. He makes no damn sense. Well, apparently he made some sense and he was in front of Trump. Because somebody from Trump's administration said, yeah, he's got yeah. So he got that affirmation he was looking for. Tracy's on point. She writes, hustlers. Jennifer writes, he's talking vaguely like Trump, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Angela writes, we want our daughters safe from sexually assault like committed by one of your 4 sons, Mr. Ray. Damn, they're going for the juggler. Choppers is going in this morning. And I like it. Dare writes, do they really think that a damn Trump administration is going to really give a damn about urban development? A Republican Senate and Congress has Black communities redevelopment is in their plan. That is some powerful Kool-Aid. Daryl's awoke. He's wide awake this morning, right? I mean, the Republican Party just won the White House in spite of Black people who vote. You have to realize that. They just won in spite of you. They just won because they were able to, at least in some of the southern states, and who knows how pervasive it was. They were able to basically prevent enough Black people's votes from being counted to win. So now you think they're going to turn around and they're ready to just be so open. So what do you mean? So what exactly are they going to do? They're going to really take the dope out of Black neighborhoods? Is that what you think? You think they're going to really, you know what? The first thing we got to do is stop that dope from getting into the Black communities. The second thing we need to do is we need to uplift these Black men and women and put them in jobs so that one day they might be in a position to start their own businesses and leave us. That's what you think they're about to do. That's a great point, Daryl. That is ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. There's nothing about the Republican Party's national or local platform that would suggest to me that anywhere high on their agenda is urban development or development in Black communities. And I'm talking about the kind of development where, well, number one, development without displacement, which I don't know, that's a goal, but I've yet to hear either where it's being done successfully or how it's going to be done successfully here in the 513. Development without displacement. But also development where you have people who've been living there for some time who can actually buy into and become partners, right? Shareholders, stakeholders in that new development. Because I'm not sure if you looked or not, but the average take-home pay for Black households is a lot different than for white people's households. A lot of Black folks, even professional Black folks, are working paycheck to paycheck. Let that paycheck don't come in next weekend. You got a problem on your hands. Major problem. Like you might be looking for a place to live. So people in those kind of positions are less likely to spark the next level of innovation. And less likely. So now the Republican Party is going to be, oh, you know what? We got such great plans for you. Like if the dope isn't going to be sold, if America's drug war isn't going to be played out in black neighborhoods, do you really think they're going to shift it and put it in middle class neighborhoods or upper class neighborhoods? Hell no. Hell no. And under the disguise of job creation, I mean, the way it works now is the Republicans have created this narrative where the only way to help workers is to help the people that might be able to create jobs. These people at the very, very top of, the money game, right? These are the people who have enough money to start a new business. And so their idea basically is trickle down economics. Give them tax breaks. Give them tax breaks. Let them hide their money so that one day, if they feel like it, they'll start a new job. They'll start a new business, okay, in a particular industry, and then bring jobs to that particular business and industry. That's what their idea is. I don't think it works that way. I think that the real innovators are the people out there because sometimes desperation breeds innovation. I think the real innovators out there, the folks out there, like if they had the money, they would do this, are people who are working class folks. Because their back's up against the wall. And they're like, listen, I got a great idea. This could be my vehicle. Rhonda writes, love of the new faces in the chop shop. Welcome to the chop shop's newbie. Absolutely. Always welcome. Clarence writes, good morning, chop shop. Kelly writes, morning. Mr. Hollywood writes, I was talking like that John guy from New Jersey, I think. Kiki writes, maybe because back in the day, the ladies called him crispy and now he dislikes them. What? Dare writes, last heard Jimmy Hoffa is sporting Ray's white suit. He might be. Still looking for his body. Brenda writes, happy Thursday, everyone. Dare writes, what could Obama have done more for black people working with the Republican House when more of us didn't get out and vote in the midterms? So he would have had support to him for him to help us. Bottom line, we didn't help him to help us. Dare's got a great point. Got an excellent flow. I cannot deny any of that. That's going to be the great untold story about the Barack Obama administration and the folks like on their jobs or in between their friends or whatever, mixed company. The folks that stand up and make that point, they're going to look at you like you're a damn fool. But no. That's what happened. Obama was dealing with the most obstructionist, the most obstinate, the most do-nothing Congress that I've ever seen in my entire life. The only thing they could do was muster up symbolic votes against Roe v. Wade and symbolic votes against Obamacare. That was it. That's all they did. And Republicans and people still came out and voted Republican. Dare writes, Leon sounds like a fool. Wow. Corinthia writes, good morning. Pan writes, right, Daryl. Roosevelt writes, you guys hear that Ray Lewis says Trump believes charity isn't better than change. Translation, giving communities money to improve isn't better than changing ownership and redeveloping, i.e. eminent domain, gentrification is going down. The business of poverty. This is what happens when folks don't vote. Damn, brother, somber ass view. But he's right. He's absolutely right. That's exactly what Ray Lewis was saying. You got to be able to read between the lines. See, what I've learned about Ray Lewis is that if you let him talk long enough, he'll spill all the beans. And he don't even realize it. You can hear it. Charity isn't better than change. Don't give them something. I mean, that was a slight at the whole idea of a social safety net. Ray Lewis knows what he's doing. Ray Lewis knows what he's doing. Ray Lewis is a very smart man. I might disagree with his politics and tactics, but he's smart enough to understand how to send the right messages at the right time. Ray Lewis went up there and sold out, period. Damn, Roosevelt's on point. That's exactly what he means. Wait. Like, hey, maybe you are part of a nonprofit. I mean, are nonprofits? What role are the nonprofits going to take? See, he's meeting with all the tech guys. That's great. Okay. You're meeting with all the athletes. That's great. But what about some of the leaders of like the area nonprofits? You know, the folks out there that even in their position are on the front line of what people are dealing with in real neighborhoods. When are they going to go to the White House? I saw all the rhyming reverends. Jesus is going to please us. You know, I saw the rhyming reverends. I saw Omarosa. We've seen the sports stars, the tech giants. What's next? Country music? Pop? I'm not sure. Kanye West. What in the hell does Kanye West know about what's going on in Black America? He don't live in Chicago no more. He's laying up with a Kardashian. So he's living a total fake life. He's living a total fake life. And this is the representative for Black America? Oh, that's deep right there. That's real deep. Kiki writes, boy, damn, ho. Did I say that? Damn. Excuse me. Forgive me. KC writes, good morning, all. Dale writes, Jim Brown lost all credibility with me when he said he fell in love with Trump. Very poor choice of words, maybe. But you never let that come out of your mouth, being a grown-ass man talking about another man. I'm with you on that, Daryl. Like, to say I love Trump, I'm like, damn, I'm still bugging off of that. It's day 2 on it. I don't mean to bore you, but I'm bugging off of that. You love this man? You just met him. Damn. Damn. You ever know somebody that falls in love quick? Are you that kind of person? Do you fall in love quick? Could be a sidebar conversation. I'm willing to have it. Are you quick to fall in love? There's some women out there like that. You know what I'm saying? You get with them one time, boom, they in love. They in love. Craig writes, Leon is on something, Nate. On his way to bowing down to kiss Trump's pinky ring. They coming for you, Leon. I can't stop it. Craig writes, Angela Ray went to Trump to get affirmation that he can grab him by the, well, you know what, like Trump and his son does. Huh. KC writes, it's never been in their platform. And now with a Trump-led administration, even dimmer, right? You know, any black person that's sitting around thinking that Donald Trump is really going to clean up black neighborhoods is a damn fool. Wake your ass up. Wake up. If that's your mentality and you listen to me, I'm going to give you props, though. I'll give you props. If you're listening to me and that's your mentality, at least you can be a fair-minded individual. But I got to talk some sense into you, bro. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Like I told you, I had a conversation with Alex. I had several conversations with the chairman of the Republican Party in Hamilton County. I imparted to him, just like I'm telling you right now, that there's a real opportunity for the Republican Party to make inroads in the black community if you're willing to get behind the right issues. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at this man. It went through one ear. It didn't even go through his ear. He wasn't even hearing it. And the Republican Party just won the White House. So these are all the things that the Republican Party has been willing to, that they've accomplished without black people. OK, majority of governors, majority of state legislatures, majority in Congress, majority in Senate, and now the White House. Why do you think that the Republican Party is going to give a damn about black people now? They just keep black people to the Republican Party. We're just props in their political game. So whether you want to like Willie Horton somebody using, take out one of their rivals because that rival supported a black guy who was accused of something, or if you want to like play off Black Lives Matter, because they're anti-police and therefore you can show your support for the police by distancing yourself and dissing the whole Black Lives Matter movement. See, that's another little game they play as well. That's the way that the Republican Party uses black people. They use black people as props and tokens. Every once in a while, you see a token, like Ben Carson. Ben Carson is a straight token appointment. That's it. Nothing more. Straight token appointment. Because he's black. Straight up. Now, here's a dude who the majority of his worth to the Republican Party, to the Donald Trump administration is his skin color. Because they can say, look, we got some diversity. We got Ben. And Ben a smile. Ben Carson can be quite nasty. Did you know that? Don't get it twisted. Like, if you push Ben Carson's buttons, he'll go there with you, especially with women. Ben Carson got a problem with the ladies. Don't be a woman and you're trying to interview him and, like, maybe follow up some questions. Maybe he doesn't answer the question. I mean, I watched the interview. I think it was an interview between him and Morning Joe. And he basically just said, listen, can you cut this woman's mic off? Don't think Ben Carson is just like some little, he's got that soft voice, but that's all part of his game. He knows to be successful inside the black community, inside the Republican Party. He can't come across as virulent. He can't be tough. He's got to be soft-spoken. Oh, man, he wouldn't hurt a fly. But he'll do our bidding. And that's how the game is played. Nothing more than that. Fame Up writes, learn to think on your own, people. As I've said before on here, if you disagree with me, Leon, please do so without calling names. This is Big Boy Radio, not third grade. Thanks. Fame Up said, I ain't got no problem with y'all. I appreciate it. Some people are afraid to share their opinions. Some people are afraid to put their opinions out there and then have people criticize them. For me, I've been doing it for long enough that, hey, you got a different opinion? I'll give you props. You got a different opinion. If you can sway me, you can sway me. If I can sway you, I can sway you. If not, we can agree to disagree like I did with Leon. Rico writes, salute to Mitt Romney for not apologizing to Trump. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Rico. He's absolutely right. And I still lost a little bit of respect for Mitt Romney. Because Mitt Romney lit a fire. He lit a fire. He went ham on Trump.
The bullying, the greed, the showing off, the misogyny, the absurd third grade theatrics. Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud. His promises are as worthless as a degree from Trump University.
Damn, that's some good flow. And he went up to Trump Tower, went to dinner with Donald Trump, and came back.
Like old times. I had a wonderful evening with President-elect Trump. We had another discussion about affairs throughout the world, and these discussions I've had with him have been enlightening and interesting and engaging. I've enjoyed them very, very much. I was also very impressed by the remarks he made on his victory night. By the way, it's not easy winning. I know that myself. He did something I tried to do and was unsuccessful in accomplishing. He won the general election. And he continues with a message of inclusion and bringing people together. And his vision is something which obviously connected with the American people in a very powerful way. The last few weeks he's been...
But, nowhere in that mea culpa, in that backpedaling, did Mitt ever say that I love Trump. And they had dinner together. Mitt Romney actually had dinner with Donald Trump. Jim Brown just went up and had a meeting. It was a meeting where there were like 20 other people. And this Negro come out, he in love with Trump, sell out. And you know me, I don't even use those kind of terms that much. Straight sellout. He's communicating an emotional message and not an intellectual message, man. Enough of the emotional messaging. I love Trump. Well, what do you love about him? He was willing to listen to me. The hell? Take the breast out of your mouth, Jim Brown. You're 80 years old. He must be going through his second childhood. Maybe Jim Brown's family doesn't come and visit him a lot. He listened to me. He listened to you. Damn, homie. Damn. It's going down like that. Chuck writes, sup, Nate, and the Chop Shop. Good morning to you, Chuck. Wanda writes, morning, everyone. Good morning, Wanda. Kiki's got to go. She writes, one love and have a great day, everybody. John writes, hi, Leon. I'm just glad you're here. You were MIA for a while. I was worried. Absolutely. Mr. Hollywood writes, Donald Trump is giving them some kind of Bill Cosby pills or something when he meet with these people. Could be. Could be. All right, grab him. Hold him down, force his mouth open. I think it's mind-controlling parasitic worms myself, but I got a sci-fi brain. Some may say that I'm running with that one. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. So Mitt Romney, I'm reading, part of the reason why he's not Secretary of State, and we all might come to really look back on this as a bad decision, because to me, Mitt Romney had a little bit more sense, but it's obvious he wanted to play a major role like in U.S. politics. You get a chance to be Secretary of State. That's got to be a cool-ass job. That's got to be a cool-ass job. Secretary of State, you're traveling the world, you're representing the United States. I mean, does it get any better than that? And if you're Secretary of State, what's even better is it's the job after we're Secretary of State. That's when you really cash in. That's when you really cash in. Speaking engagements, book deals. You know, maybe you go into, some particular department at one of these big corporations, stock options. All you're doing is taking meetings all day. And you're getting paid thousands and thousands of dollars per minute, per hour. That's what the game's all about. But again, Mitt Romney is wealthy already. So he's not in it for the money. I think it's all about legacy for Mitt Romney. And he knows that if he becomes Secretary of State, then he becomes a major, serious, major player 4 years from now. I'm not sure how old Mitt Romney is, but Robin writes, morning, everyone. Good morning, Robin. Cerintha writes, it feels as if I'm watching a present-day minstrel show. You know why? Because you are. Because you are. That's exactly what's going on. It's a modern-day minstrel show. The only problem with it is that it's real life. Like, if this was just like a reality show, oh, man, this would be so much more entertaining. But it's not. It's not. I want to draw your attention to something else. A piece I read in the City Beat magazine. And it's titled White on White Silence. It's actually written by a sister named Christina Brown. White on white silence. I mean, woo. We don't talk too much about that. I mean, we talk about black on black crime, but we never talk about white on white silence. It's very, very interesting. I'm going to post a link inside of, I might post it inside the Chop Shop, actually. And you can check it out for yourself. Let me copy this. Boom. You can check it out for yourself. Very interesting. White on white silence is my simple interpretation of a dynamic I've observed while engaging with some well-intentioned white folks who consider themselves card-carrying allies for people of color. Wow. Uh-oh. Some of this liberal guilt, huh? Pam writes, CNN said last night that Mitt refused to apologize to Trump. Right. Mitt Romney said, no, I will not apologize. Apparently people were in Donald Trump's ear. Like, you going to let him come in here and get Secretary of State and he dissed you like that? Don't do that. See, that's very dangerous. I think it's a very dangerous line of thinking, but it is what it is. I mean, if you're putting together like an inner circle, you don't want anybody who's already displayed that maybe they don't have your best interest at heart. I get it. But apparently people started talking to Donald Trump, and at some point Donald Trump's like, look, I love for you to be Secretary of State, Mitt Romney, but you got to go out there and publicly apologize. Publicly apologize for this.
Donald
this
Trump's
is beautiful flow right
qualities. Here. The bullying.
This is beautiful flow. You don't apologize for this.
The showing off. The misogyny. The absurd third-grade theatrics. Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud. His promises are as worthless as a degree from Trump University.
I mean, that is great flow. His promises are as worthless as a degree from Trump University, and said it like, and what? Threw the mic down like what? Meant every word of it. So I'm glad that he didn't mar that. I'm glad, props to Mitt Romney for not, you don't backpedal over some flow like that. That's a thing of art. That'd be like Kanye West apologizing for what he said about Donald Trump. Former President Bush, which he kind of did, by the way, and messed it all up on some levels. Damn. You don't apologize for no great flow like that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So props to Mitt for that. Props to Mitt for that. But the man who it looks like is going to be Secretary of State has been working for ExxonMobil for his entire life. And he's got very, very close ties to Vladimir Putin. So the big conversation with that is, okay, so now you got an oil man. I mean, you know, he still works for ExxonMobil. Like if he decides to become Secretary of State, that's only because becoming Secretary of State supports his job as an executive CEO, I believe, of ExxonMobil. You realize that, don't you? You do realize that. Now, if he becomes Secretary of State, his number one job is going to be to open the doors so that ExxonMobil makes more money. You realize that, don't you, right? It is what it is. He's a man of the people. Dale writes, whatever happened to Ted Cruz? After he dissed Trump at the RNC, looks like, to me, he disappeared. He's still around. He might play a role, especially if things start to go bad. He might play a role 4 years from now. He may play a role. Cerinthy writes, you talking about how the safety pin on the shirt was supposed to and had been a symbol of an ally. Not sure what that's coming from. Ashley writes, good morning, Chop Shot. I'm late, but I'm here. Glad to have you, Ashley. Jennifer writes, white silence now is like silence of German white people while people were being slaughtered. You're right. Very deep. White silence. That's deep. Deep. White on white silence. Yeah. And, I've experienced it, and you can observe it in people who actually, people who actually will profess, as she put it, to be, super big allies of black people. That's just one thing I want to draw to your attention. Here's something I really want to talk about. I really want to talk about this. And I've got a little bit of audio for you as well, so bear with me as I cue everything up. But do you remember the Trump supporter, older white dude? He got all revved up at a Trump rally. He got so into it, right? I mean, Trump whipped these people into a frenzy. He whipped them. He whipped them. He had these white folks around his little finger. He really did. Anything he said, they would do. And at some point, one of these Trump supporters actually sucker punched a black dude. Remember this? I'm sure you saw the video. He sucker punched this younger black dude. I mean, it was the weakest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then afterward, he said, listen, he lucky. Some time ago, many years ago, we'd have strung his ass up. This is what the same man said, right? So clearly, he's got some problem with black folks. I mean, clearly, when you talk about they, like the element of white people out there that would do harm to black people, when you say like there's some folks out there that when people say, make America great again, that means make it white majority and white powerful again. This guy is the embodiment of it. I mean, he sucker punched this dude. Well, he had his day in court. John Franklin McGraw, he's 79 years old, and he sucker punched a black man at a Trump rally. And then he talked some real racial stuff afterward. I mean, what do you think should have happened to this guy? Should he do some jail time? I mean, he's 79 years old. And a video captured McGraw punching Rakeem Jones. But apparently now they've all just dealt with it because they hugged it out. I actually saw them hugging in court. 444. They're actually hugging in court. They hugged it out. How do you feel about that? Would you hug it out? Somebody just sucker punched you on some old racist stuff at a Klan rally? Check out this video clip.
78-year-old John McGraw punching a protester, Rakeem Jones, as he was being escorted out of a Trump rally in Fayetteville. Later, on Inside Edition, McGraw defended his action, saying Jones deserved it. But a change of heart today in court. McGraw faced assault and battery charges for the sucker punch. Both McGraw and Jones spoke about the incident in court today. McGraw told the judge his actions were not racially motivated. McGraw also apologized to Jones, saying they're both caught up in a political mess and should work together to heal the country. Jones accepted McGraw's apology, and then the two hugged.
So he went to court, right, and said, well, the reason why I punched him had nothing to do with race. What? So the fact that he was like the only black guy that was being escorted out of the Trump rally had nothing to do with it. It had nothing to do with the fact that you were at a Trump rally surrounded by primarily Trump supporters, many of them white. That had nothing to do with it. So him and this dude And, black folks are just so forgiving, maybe too forgiving in some cases. He hugged it out with him like, man, let bygones be bygones. We both got caught up in the politics. No, sir. We both didn't get caught up in the politics. You got caught up in the politics. Don't try to incriminate me because you had a problem. This dude, this black dude, Rakeem Jones. I just watched the video for a second time. He didn't even know that this man existed. He just walking up, leaving the stadium in Raleigh. And John Franklin McGraw comes over and just hits him, boom, with a right to the jaw. Now, let's play a game called What If. What could have happened? Well, what if he would have knocked the guy out? The guy fell back and hit his head on the concrete and died. What if he sucker punched him and basically broke his eye bone, popped his eye out? Maybe punching him caused a blood clot in his brain that's yet to be examined, yet to be found out about. I mean, there's any number of issues that could have arisen from just cold cocking somebody like that. Dude didn't even have his hands up. And yet he goes into the courts and now he's all Mr. Good Guy. Oh, we got to make America great again. That's because his ass don't want to go to jail. They should have put his ass in jail. He should have went to jail. That's a straight up assault. Whether he's got priors or not, that's a straight up assault. It would have sent a message that you just can't cold cock somebody at a Trump rally. That is crazy. But black folks are just so forgiving, so loving. He was given 1 year off of unsupervised probation. He apologized to Jones and said that the attack was not motivated by race, but instead was just because he had been caught up in the political mess. What political? Don't try. No, don't do that. Don't do that. And it was a white judge, by the way. Don't do that. Don't blame it on the political mess. You didn't get caught up on anything. You saw a black guy who you thought was the enemy, and you felt like because it was a black guy, you could cold cock him and get away with it because of your environment. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He was right. He just got away with it. Now, a lot of brothers would have whooped his ass on the spot. I mean, at least get him with a 2 or 3 piece. His age has nothing to do with it. If you old enough to walk up to another grown man and take a shot at him, then you old enough to deal with whatever that grown man gives you if you miss. Period. He could be 179 years old. So what? You don't get an age pass to punch people. But they hugged it out. I saw it, and I saw some of the video from inside the courtroom, and he's like, oh, man, well, he's doing all the talking, really, which meaning that he's able to sort of craft his own narrative. I wish the black dude would have been like, hell no, I don't want you hugging me. Get your hands off me. Get your hands off of me. Now, Billy Thomas writes, if the young brother had punched his ass back, he would have got charged and went to jail. Hashtag stand your ground, right? If that young brother had been walking up and he saw this older guy and the older guy said something about Trump and he just boom, 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 1, 2, 3 piece to him, right? Or just hit him one time. Something tells me that brother would have got a much more harsh sentence. Something tells me that. I don't believe it. Yeah, but that's how it is now these days, man. Black people are so forgiving. It's just in our nature. I'm not saying we should change. I'm just saying it is what it is. He's just so forgiving. Let's hug it out. Hug? I would not hug that man. I don't even know I would shake his hand. Man, they say let bygones be bygones, and I would after he's been dealt with criminally. Because I don't really think this man has learned his lesson. Because keep this in mind. He got interviewed on television afterward. And he cold up said he wasn't sorry for what he did. And he said basically that if Jones comes back to that venue, he might get killed. This is what the man said in the media. So that was a year ago or whenever it was ago. So that was very, very many months ago. So now, oh man, we got caught up in the political mess. No, you got caught up in your white supremacy, sir. That's what happened. You feeling good. You like, man, in this atmosphere, I can punch a Negro. And he did. He needs to have supervised probation because, and he's 79. So I'm not sure what his cognitive abilities are at 79, but I'm just saying. KC writes, if it was the other way around, this black guy would be damn near going to the electric chair. Pan writes, Nate, how do we know the repubs didn't pay the guy off who got punched? My dad always says money can draw up tears really fast. Yes, it can. Damn, would they go that deep to pay this dude off? Dale writes, this may seem mean, but if that's the result after that assault, then he deserves that punch. F that forgiveness. I would have took that assault charge from him and put it on me because I would have gave him a long nap with a straight chin shot. Yeah. But you can kind of tell that dude's not like that. And everybody's not like Daryl. Yeah, not everybody's like, even if you get punched first, some people like, wait a minute, let me assess the situation. And some people just would have reacted. And he measured them up. I mean, the black dude is walking out of the venue. He's been escorted out because he said, I don't like Donald Trump. And as he's being escorted out, this older man walks over to him and hits him with a right one. Boom, just a dart. Straight to the chin. Boom. And then afterwards said, listen, if you come back, we might kill your ass. Rhonda writes, some black people are too forgiving to me. Personally, if the courts didn't send him to jail, I'll be hitting him in the pockets right about now with a civil suit. Yeah, I would too. KC writes, 2 pieces and a biscuit he would have gotten. Absolutely. I would have had no problem with any of that. No problems with any of it. Do what you got to do out here. Angela writes, no way I'd have dropped charges or hugged. Yeah, I ain't hugging you. Because you in the course just trying to get over. Shannon writes, I'm sick of being forgiving. We very rarely get a chance at justice. And then we have to have forgiveness? Please. Well, just like the folks that got killed down in South Carolina. Some of the survivors and their family members went straight to the courts and they told Dylan Roof to his face, we forgives you. It's okay. No, it's not. White folks don't do that. I don't remember any images in the media of the family members from the Boston Marathon bombing a few years ago. I don't remember any of those family members saying, you know what, we forgive you. They always talk about justice. We want justice, and that means your ass is going to the getting the death penalty or life in jail for the rest of your natural life. No more fun for you. That's what I hear. But black folks, man, it's like, I forgive you because I believe in the blood of Jesus. Well, can't you believe in the blood of Jesus and also believe in justice in this world? 513-873-7134. That's my number. Nathan Ivey. This is the Nathan Ivey Show.
Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Ready, go! This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better. And kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor. Because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
Now back to the show.
Good morning. Welcome back. We are broadcasting live from Cincinnati, Ohio. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. And here's my number, 513-873-7134. Remember, open your mind before you open your mouth. And today is Thursday, December 15th, 2016. Good morning. Welcome back. Little Buddha has this list of Santa Claus stuff she wants, but she knows there is no Santa Claus, so we don't even go to that facade anymore. She's like, this is what I want, Daddy. See, kids don't really care about the Santa Claus stuff. They really don't. For if you're like, man, I'm on the fence, I don't know if I should tell my child or not. They don't really care. The issue that you're going to have is that the longer that you wait, the longer that they're going to look at you like, damn, you've been lying to me for a long time. Because that's how the kids are like, damn, Dad, why didn't you tell me this early on? Like, if you get a kid that's like 10, 11, 12, they're still running around here talking about some damn Santa Claus. When you finally tell them, their issue is not going to be that there is no Santa Claus. Their issue is going to be that you've been lying to me for a long time. So it creates the idea that it's okay to lie. And everybody does it. Everyone's told to lie at least one time in their life. It's okay to lie to your parents as long as it's for a good reason. So when your kids start to lie to you, you can't say nothing to them about it. Can't say nothing. I'll lie for you for your own good. That's why I didn't tell you the truth. That's why I tell you about these grades. Because I know you couldn't handle it. So why mess up a good thing, right? Some kids are. Back to the choppers. Casey writes, payoffs is always a solution for black people, no matter how we have been victimized. We can be blown up, shot down, or whatever. We just pray, get that $6 million, and move on. Something is wrong with this picture, yeah. And then when you get that milli, when you get the payout, as a part of the payout, they've got, in some cases, conditions where you can't really speak about the case or the settlement. So what it does, in effect, is there becomes like a media blackout about that particular issue where if people, like if citizens aren't talking about it, if people aren't talking about it on radio stations, it won't get talked about for a long time in some cases. Same thing happened with Sam DuBose here in the city of Cincinnati. You know, once you got that payout for a little while, you didn't hear too much about it. Kind of went away. Tracy writes, school will tell them before parents will. That's how my kids found out. Yeah. Your kids probably found out from somebody who told their kids when they was really young that there was no Santa Claus. And that's how kids are. Like, when they get an upper hand, they play it. Like, I got the upper hand now. So those kids run back to school like, hey, let's pop the bubble. Let's see what happens. You know, are they going to cry when they find out there is no Santa Claus? How will they react? And they sit back and they laugh about it. You know what kids are doing. Kids are cruel. Jesse writes, I would have knocked his dentures out. You would have knocked his dentures out. You would have been tased, arrested. You might have got shot. Brian writes, I don't think it's natural to be so forgiving so quick. Be pissed off. Be enraged for a while. Forgive later. I'm with you. I'm with you 100% on that. If you're wondering, like, well, what are they talking about? Well, we're talking about a man who was caught on video during one of Trump's rallies. He was down in Raleigh, North Carolina. And Trump was whipping the people into the frenzy. It was typical for him to speak directly to and about protesters. And I get it. If you're on the stage, somebody's heckling you, over talking you want them to stop. I get it. But Donald Trump went a couple steps further. Like, he even said, listen, I love to punch some of these guys out. This was Donald Trump who said this. So when he said it was okay that he might punch somebody out, to people who are not connected with the campaign, to people who are like, listen, I'm feeling Donald Trump. Hey, I'll take a shot at him. That's what this man did. I know that when they saw the video of this older dude punching this black dude, I bet in that moment they thought, we got something here. I Our message is connecting. We're connecting with people so much that I just made somebody punch another man. I just made this older dude took a swing at this black dude for me. I know that's what Trump was thinking, and I didn't even tell him to do it. I've got power. And he worked that angle straight into the White House, didn't he? Amazing. I don't want to shake your damn hand, and we definitely ain't hugging it out. And if it was me, I'm not getting over it. Hey, Judge, I've been disrespected. I'm emotionally scarred. Whatever I have to tell him so he gets locked up is what I would do, period. Because that's what he would do for me. That's what he would do for me. Do you think that if the roles were reversed, that this white dude, the same white dude who went into the media afterward and said, hey, look, you come back here, we might kill you, would just say, hey, let's hug it out? No. If he had the law in his hand, he would do what you see a lot of white folks doing. Like some people they'll call the police on black people just to see what will happen. Because they know that game of cops and Negroes, they know which way that usually goes. So be aware. Be very aware. Oh, let's hug it out. Let's hug it out. Let's hug it out. There's more and more information. Again, I don't mean to bore the hell out of you. I don't know how important this is to you, but it's more and more I'm seeing this. That now the CIA and various of these intelligence organizations are saying that, hey, not only was it Russia that was involved with the election, and they tried to put information out from the Democratic National Committee about Hillary Clinton and about Bernie Sanders, because we talked about all that stuff. All that stuff had an impact. But they're saying now that Putin himself was directing the program, and then he was directing on how to use that information, all in an effort to help Donald Trump. That's something we're going to have to deal with. Don't forget that. What else? African-American buying power hits over $1 trillion. Well, if African-Americans' buying power is over $1 trillion, why don't we have any major institutions? Why don't we have a PAC, a super PAC for black Americans? Why don't we have more investments? Why is that? According to the newly released African Americans Demographic and Consumer Trending Trends, it's the 10th edition. African American buying power shot up from $995 billion to 1.3 children in the 5 years between 2010 and 2015. Pardon me again. And is only expected to continue to grow. African American buying power, $1.3 trillion. African American families in higher income brackets have been increasing as well, with the number of households with an income of $100,000 or more jumping from 83% from 1.1 million to about 2 million in a time period between 2005 and 2014. That's good. So the number of African American families with an average income of $100,000 or more jumped during the Obama years. That's one way of looking at it. In that same period, African American households with incomes between $75,000 and $100,000 increased by 25%. What was Obama doing? But for now, I want to focus on this. $1.3 trillion, folks. That's what we working with in Black America. Say what? Say what? And, you know, I think that's a higher like GDP, I think I'm using the right term, than some small nations. So if that's what we're working with, if that's where the African-American buying power is, then why don't we have more? Or am I wrong in that? Maybe we do, and I'm just not giving it the proper respect that it deserves. 1 second here. I want to delete a few things. All right. That is deep. Where is that $1.3 trillion going? Like, What percentage of that $1.3 trillion do you believe is going to just frivolous things? People keep saying we need to resurrect Black Wall Street. Well, with $1.3 trillion, it shouldn't be that difficult. It should not be that difficult. That is deep. Are you aware of this? Have you heard about these numbers? These are things that I'm just coming across as the show is actually on. This is news. African-American buying power hits over $1 trillion. Now, you got people out there that are aware that, see, here's the deal. And when I was working in corporate radio, I would talk with sales all the time. And I thought it was amazing when I started to realize that there were people out there that really were completely miseducated about black people and the way black people spend their money. I mean, there's people out there that erroneously don't believe in black spending power, which is amazing to me. It's amazing to me. But that's real, though. Like, there are folks out there that really don't understand that black people have platforms and black people spend their money buying things. They really don't understand that. And they're in positions to actually decide where particular advertisements go in some cases, which is very, very sad. It's tragic. So what will it take? Like, I know right now of at least two efforts that are so-called black banks. And they are looking for black people to get like credit cards and debit cards and to use their institutions, their financial institutions, black-owned financial institutions, to help grow black-owned financial institutions. But the issue is, I think maybe it comes down to an issue of trust. Maybe that's what it comes down to. It's like, I don't know those people. I don't really trust them. Maybe that's what the deal is. I don't know. You tell me. $1.3 trillion. That seems pretty significant to me. But what are we doing with this cash? I'm telling you, if we could have like a couple of super PACs and their job is to just spread the good news, promote positive things, promote ideas and communicate ventures and ideas that promote, entrepreneurship. It promotes doing business in the black community. We need more of that. I mean, you'll have these political candidates like Trump's got a super PAC. Marco Rubio had a super PAC. And what they do is during the campaign season, they just spread good news about them, or they attack people that are attacking that particular personality. Why would it be no different for the black community? Sarinthia writes, TVs, clothes, furniture, gaming consoles, elaborate homes, Jimmy Choo, Michael Kors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Miller writes, Nate, remember the Black Agenda Cincinnati? They're having a meeting next week to talk about the black dollars and where it's being spent. I'd like to be in the room for that meeting. I would. I'd like to know locally, what is our local impact? Now, again, having worked in corporate radio, it's within the business model to be aware of those kind of trends and how much money is in the region. So I've got some idea just from my personal experience, my professional experiences. And I'm telling you, it's incredible. And if we can harness this into ideas that you really can get behind, you can do amazing things. It's just like a political campaign. Okay. And you've got a candidate. We'll say, let's say you got a black candidate and he's challenging, let's say, some kind of local position, okay, countywide. People can say one thing, like supporting that individual with your vote is one thing. But what you have to understand in today's world, getting your message out means so much more. And having the ability to message, having the ability to project your message out to an audience, whether it be your audience that listens to you on a regular basis or aware of who you are as a candidate, or maybe you just want to let people know who you are who never heard from you before. That takes money. And that's why candidates go into fundraising efforts so they can raise money to let people know who they are, what they're all about. All right. It's no different for anything. So like I said, I know of at least two efforts, one of which I decided I wanted to have an account at a black bank. Never heard of them. I did some research, went back to their website. I'm like, oh, this is kind of fly. This is kind of fly. But again, that's just me. A lot of folks don't do that. It's all good. DJ Hitman writes, good morning, everyone. What's up, DJ Hitman? Pat writes, Nate, are there black banks in Cincinnati? None that I know of. None that I know of. If there are, please let me know, because I would like to let them know that what we're doing. Rico writes, hair, clothes, car, no. Most of the money goes to material things. We've been the biggest spenders. Remember the saying, give niggas money and watch them kill each other's, and watch them kill themselves to spend it. Yeah. But when you're dealing with people who never really had, and you're dealing with a culture that promotes all these material things, when people get in a position to make a little money, I think about people like Adrian Broner. And he's even admitted, like, man, I came for nothing. So when he gets a chance to put some money together, he wants to big boy it. He wants to get a $200,000 or $300,000 ring. Okay, you want to have the best clothes, the best cars. I get it. Is it the smartest thing? No, it is not. No, it is not. But I understand that mentality. And if you think about hip hop, that's one of the biggest issues I've had with hip hop. You know, two of my biggest issues about hip hop, and again, this is a part of Americana, is the fact that there's just not enough focus on issues of substance among the major artists. And part of the reason why they are major artists is because they're smart enough to not get caught up in Black Lives Matter. Like, how many hip hop artists that are very, very successful have you seen fly that banner of Black Lives Matter? Not a whole lot. And even in those songs, you know, they may have a song here or there on their album, but those aren't the songs that really go super, super viral that people really want to hear. You know, today's music culture wants to hear drug music. They want to hear music about getting high while they're getting high. Like cokeheads with money, they love to listen to music about cokeheads with money. Like people that like to smoke weed, they love to smoke weed and listen to music about getting high and smoking weed and drinking. And some of the biggest songs out there have references about drugs. People have no idea what they're singing, but just singing about, like, you know, you're reiterating some performers, some writers, some entertainers' love affair for cocaine. You don't even know what you're singing about. But those kind of movies, those kind of songs really make, they really seem to make a mark. People love it. That's all Future do is talk about. And people who like Future like to get high on the same stuff that Future's on and then listen to Future. That's what they do. Pam writes, plus more black businesses are cropping up, especially online. They are. There are businesses in the city of Cincinnati, and again, I'm more and more aware because I do my homework. I want to know who's out here and who perhaps we can work together with. But you're right about that. See, Dale writes, let's be honest. If that was a black that punched a black dude, when it went to court, the guy that got punched wouldn't have forgiven the other guy. If the dude who punched him asked for forgiveness and tried to hug it out. So you're saying if it was black on black crime, so to speak, the victim would have had more of an attitude if the person who punched him was black than if the person who punched him was in fact the white dude, what it was. I never would have hugged it out. I never would have forgiven him. I mean, we can move past it, but why should I forgive you because you sucker punched me? You didn't square up with me. I mean, you sucker punched me. And before you say, he's a young guy, he can take a punch. One punch can take anybody's lights out. I don't care who you are. Serenthia writes, I told you yesterday that there is no unity. Every man for themselves. Rhonda writes, the problem is we're doing too much buying and not enough selling. Exactly, Rhonda. Ms. D writes, because we buy Jordans. I understand it. For years and years and years, I had no Jordans. I was looking for a pair of, just some shoes to just bump around the city in. Went to the store. They had some Jordans on sale, right in my price range. I ended up getting them. They're okay. I don't see what the big deal is about them. I mean, they look cool. So it's two things about hip hop. So one is just the consumerism. It's like materialism. You got to have this Jordan. You got to have this chain. You got to have this car. You woke up in the back of a Bugatti. You got to have this. It's just nothing but materialism and product placement. Jimmy Choo's, Michael Kors, things I just can't afford. And even if I could afford, I don't know if they'd be that valuable to me. And then, of course, the commodification of women. But it is what it is. Brian writes, they would have needed the jaws of life to pull me off that dude, old or young. The jaws of life? That would have been 4 officers and some mace. Tracy writes, I think there's a black credit union on Western Avenue. Forget the name. I'll look into it. Pam writes, I don't subscribe to the commercial brand, Corinthia, but you're right. At this particular moment, I'm speaking about a brand new study that was a report, should I say, that was released recently. African Americans, demographic and commuter spending and consumer spending trends, right? It's the 10th edition. So why are they tracking African American consumer spending trends? Why? Because they want to, the people that sell stuff, they want to position themselves to sell stuff to you. That's it. There's nothing nefarious about it. It is what it is. But African American buying power shot up from $995 billion to $1.3 trillion in 5 years. And it looks like that, you know, some people have been moving up. Some black people have moved up during the Obama years. There are now nearly 2 million blacks who earn at least $75,000 annually. Okay. All right. And you don't have to say anything, but I'm asking you in the audience, what percentage of the chop shop is making $75,000 annually? So over the last 5 years, there has been some improvements in terms of black people who are making that amount of money. There's even been an increase in the amount of black people who are making over $100,000 per year. Matter of fact, that jumped 83%. Now, when you compare it to white America, it really don't compare. White American households are far more wealthy on an average basis, household to household, than black homes generally. But hey, so what's Obama been doing? So nearly 2 million blacks earn at least $75,000 annually. OK, 2 million. How many black folks are in the country? Where were you at? Like 35 million or so? So out of 35 million, 2 million of them are making $75,000 annually. Is that progress? Is that progress? Depends. What else? So growth in the number of those using various financial services was also higher for African Americans in the case of savings accounts, credit cards, and debit cards. You know, African Americans are using as a percentage more of all of those vehicles, all of those things. So what does that mean for black folks in the 21st century? Okay, if that's the case, then why don't we have black super PACs? What are the steps that we need to take to create these kind of things? Why don't we have more black media ownership? Why don't we have more black folks that own media, whether it be stations, platforms? Why is that? To get the message out. Like, I would love it if like BET or Radio 1 did like a nightly news show. Now, I, for one, would watch it. I check it out. It's necessary. And it doesn't have to be anti-America because it focuses on a particular plight of African Americans, a much more a progressive agenda. You know, things like that is what I have in mind. Why? It's possible. But it's just about communicating an idea, building trust with people. Like I said, there are efforts right now for black banks, and they're asking for people to get debit cards and credit cards with their particular institutions. A lot of folks, you might be hearing about this for the first time. You ain't even hip to this. You ain't even hip to it. You're like, black, I had no idea. There might even be, somebody said there was a black credit union here in Ohio. I mean, here in Cincinnati. Some folks might be aware of it. Some folks ain't. Some folks are not. Let's take a quick pause. We'll be right back. My name is Nathan Ivey. This is The Nathan Ivey Show.
With the Bloomberg Urban Report, I'm Donna Wilson. The Federal Reserve raised its benchmark interest rate by 1/4 point due to the strengthening economy. So how does this affect you? Well, if you're planning to buy a home, shop for a car, or borrow for college, you can proceed because the rate hike will not affect you in the short term. However, rates on credit cards, home equity loans, and adjustable rate mortgages could see their rates climb because they're based on a bank's prime rate, which moves in tandem with the Fed's key interest rate. Well, there's been another hack attack. Yahoo says a second major security breach may have occurred that affected more than 1 billion user accounts in 2013. And the presidential inauguration is about a month away. And with the expected 400,000 protesters, visitors, and supporters going to D.C., analysts say Trump's inauguration could have an economic impact of $1 billion for the region.
When you're opening a new office location, but deadlines don't let up, you need to make sure your team can start working fast, which means all of a sudden you're looking to buy new conference tables, chairs, laptops, and whiteboards quickly. Business cards from American Express Open can give you buying power to help cover the big purchases you need to make when you need to make them. Find out how American Express cards and services can help prepare you for growth at open.com. When your business is construction and you get a big job that has to be done in record time, you need to get the ball rolling, which means all of a sudden you're looking to buy enough sheetrock and lumber, steel, and other materials quickly. Business cards from American Express Open can give you buying power to help cover the big purchases you need to make when you need to make them. Find out how American Express cards and services can help prepare you for growth at open.com.
That's your Bloomberg Urban Report. I'm Donna Wilson.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What? Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Good morning. The Nathan Ivey Show is sponsored by UC Health. UC Health, Cincinnati's only academic health system. Currently 8:55 a.m., 5 minutes to the top of the hour. And then there's my number if you'd like to share your thoughts, 513-873-7134. Props to Mitt Romney. I'll say it again, props to Mitt Romney. At least he didn't sell out like Jim Brown. And Mitt Romney was taking the dinner. Jim Brown didn't even get any dinner talking about, I'm in love with you, baby. I love you, Donald Trump. Really? Jim? Ray Lewis? I'm reading that Vice President-elect Mike Pence, the White House Chief of Staff incoming, Reince Priebus, were two of the people that wanted Mitt Romney to apologize to Donald Trump. Like, go out in public and say, I'm sorry for all the things that he said. And Mitt dropped ill. I mean, that was like Mitt Romney's Illmatic. You don't apologize for the Illmatic? And I'm glad Mitt Romney didn't go out like no sucker. Glad he didn't go out like that. But he's not going to be the Secretary of State. Could be good, could be bad. They got an oil man, Tillerson. Oil man. Fama writes, people who complaining about blacks buying Jordans, did you buy Starberry sneakers? Question mark. No, question mark. Start fronting. I bought some Starberries. I didn't try to ball them. Real talk. I bought some Starberries. Man, they had a show called, I don't know, Jim and Barry or something like that, John and Barry, out at a local mall. And you could buy Starberries there. I mean, it was like $10 shoes. And having bought a pair of Starberries and bought a pair of Jordans, there is a difference in the quality. I'm talking about the actual stitching. But the real question is, Fame Up, did you buy any Starberries? Rhonda writes, that does not mean anything at all if all the money is leaving the black community as soon as we get it. I mean, really, just be conscious about it. That's all you can do, really. In today's busy world, you got a family, you're running your own business. Sometimes the best you can do is try to recycle your dollars just as much as you can. Sometimes the best you can do. James writes, good morning, all. Weekday Xmas parties got me running late, LOL. Fema writes, wait up, Nathan. This is what Tariq meant about having politicians in black folks' corner. Opinions change when facts and circumstances change. We need to collectively put politicians on the payroll. I agree. Like, for instance, next year you got city council elections. If you're in a position to do so, then you might think about not only giving one of those candidates your vote, but maybe you contribute to their campaign so they can spread your message. It's just what it is. I've put the same ask in front of you with my Patreon fund. I mean, that's totally up to you, but I'm asking you to help me take it to the next level. I need your help. And I know it's around the holidays and people got responsibilities, but I wanted to get up and running before the new year so we can hit the new year in stride. So if you're in a position to become a patron, do so. Check it out. Enough of me, more of you. Let's go straight to the phones. Good morning, caller. How are you?
What's up, Big Nate?
What's up, man? What's up? What's up?
You already know.
Akeem.
Yes, sir.
Called the voice, man. What's up with you, man?
Yeah, Jack Frost out here, man, biting, but I got my truck loaded on my way on my route, man.
All right, good to hear, man. What's the roads looking like out there?
Ah, man, roads is cool. This is biting, man.
Yeah.
You know, but when the sun shines, I shine, you know. I'm a dark-skinned brother, so, you know, all the melanin in me gonna keep me warm.
Yeah. You're gonna absorb all the sun's rays. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, like a follow.
As a dark-skinned brother, man, has anybody ever called you crispy? Like, you know.
Yeah, man, I used to get bullied on all the time. African booty scratcher, tar baby, crispy, all that. But you know what? I always kept the ladies smiling.
That's all that matters,
you know
man. Get your priorities straight.
Used to hate that. They used to hate that. They used to think like, okay, you know, look at crispy this, crispy that. You know, he ain't gonna get no girls. But you know what I'm saying? I always make them smile. You know what I'm saying? So. Hey, you know, it ain't really get to me. You know, they used to call me Scarface too, man, because I got a big old scar on my forehead from a bad accident I was in when I was a kid. So they used to hit me up with Scarface and all that. But you know, once I seen that Tony Montana movie, you know, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Call me Scarface.
Really?
You know?
That's funny.
Yeah, call me Scarface. Yeah.
So really, after that movie, you like, yeah, I'm Scarface, and. That's cool now.
I'm Tony Montana all day, man. You know, you know, or take it for instance, the Ghetto Boys. You know, Scarface, Brad. You know, and you know, hey, man, it's all good. You know, I don't trip off cats talking about me no more. You know what I'm saying?
I get you on that one, man. Absolutely.
But trust me, I had to stand my ground plenty of times, man.
Damn, man, I feel for you.
Just because of my complexion, bro.
Damn, feel for you.
Hey, man, but I just want to say, you know, everybody stay warm. Ladies, you know, get you a taste of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? If you
some hot chocolate and stay warm?
Yeah, stay warm. Think of a king when you're drinking that hot chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, we going to be all right. But, Nate, yeah, man, I wanted to know if this had crossed your radar is about the puppy they saved off the Narcan.
What? A puppy?
Yeah, man. A puppy got into a stash of some heroin, and so I guess the dope fiends called 911. Rescue came and saved the damn puppy.
Here in the city?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is funny. And they saved the puppy. Man. They saved the puppy by giving the puppy Narcan.
With Narcan, with your taxpayer dollars.
So what are you suggesting? They should let the puppy die? Come on, you can't let the puppy die, man.
Man, I'm not saying let the puppy die, but come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, hey, take for instance, a kid with asthma was having an asthma attack. Oh, you gonna run and go save the puppy first?
Well, if it's a choice, no, I'm going to the kid. But maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have a choice, man.
Yeah,
that is deep. No. From what I'm reading, it happened up in Dayton. It happened up in Dayton.
Oh, it was in Dayton. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a baby. It was a pit bull puppy, and got a shot of Narcan after accidentally ingesting heroin. So, do they charge the dog owners for what, a dog endangerment or something like that? Can you get charged for something like that?
You would think so. If it was a black person's pit bull terrier, you know, they probably wouldn't have saved the puppy. You know, but who knows, man.
I'm reading that the owners have been charged with cruelty to animals. So they took the dog in maybe to like an emergency facility, and then they end up getting charged. Man, sucks. So I try to save this damn dog, and I gotta go to court now.
Right. That's crazy. But hey, man, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you enjoy your day, man. Hey, man,
take it easy,
Jim
bro.
Brown. I'm just gonna say two words for Jim Brown, man, and Ray Lewis. No Vaseline, bro.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that
I'm
image.
out.
That's Akeem right there. Thank you for that. Just what I needed. Thank you for that. That's Akeem right there. Woo! Prince of Zamunda. And his line is now available, 513-873-7134. Yeah. Dog had, damn. See, I don't know. See, that's a dilemma now. That's a dilemma. Like, I'm doing heroin, me and my girl, and then we leave some out because we go do whatever you do when you're on heroin. Like, does being on heroin increase like the sex, or does it make your teeth, your food taste better, or I don't know. Anybody ever took any heroin? Call me and let me know. I want to know. Or is it just like I gotta feel right? I've got to feel like normal, so they keep taking. I think that's what I've seen. Like they chase that drug because when they're not on it, they start to feel a little abnormal. Now I don't feel too good. But what's a heroin addict to do? Do you turn your dog in? They get help? Or do you just let the dog die somewhere and, just get you a new dog? I don't know. I don't know. Tracy writes, is Akeem a UPS driver? He's some type of driver. That sounds about right. Pam writes, Nate, you're onto something. Maybe you'll factor in a black business extravaganza. I've had those kind of thoughts. I know there are numerous businesses around the city that I would love to do business with, and I'm working on that. I'd love to. I think it's a win-win. As we grow, they grow. As they grow, we grow. Makes perfect sense. Craig writes, what's the purpose of putting politicians on our payroll if we don't get out and vote? Or more so to have one of your own on the payroll and at the table making decisions? I don't know what Tariq Nasheed is talking about. I don't think Tariq Nasheed knows what he's talking about. In one interview, he says, listen, I ain't into voting. In the other interview, he says, we got to have politicians in our pocket. What better way to have a politician in your pocket than to vote your person, the person that you feel like will represent how you feel? So if you're like a Black Lives Matter person and you really believe like social justice, criminal justice are really important, then you want to have people in positions of authority, decision-making positions that share that viewpoint. Doesn't mean they're not going to do what you want them to do. It just means that they share your viewpoint. They share those kind of, those basic ethics. They share those kind of morals, and they're going to bring it into their job. Period. That's it. It doesn't mean you're going to have a politician that's like openly flying the banner of Black Lives Matter, but it does mean that you might vote somebody into office who, when something happens, is going to be far more open to dealing with it in the way that you would deal with it, the way that you think it should be done, than someone who you voted into a particular office who does not. That's simple, man. We shouldn't have to tell this to grown folks. Dale writes, Stephen Barry's is the story you're speaking of, Nate. You're right, Stephen Barry's. I haven't had a couple Stephen Barry shirts. They was cheap. Plus, they had big man sizes. The King writes of FedEx, not UPS. Big money, big money. Thank you so much for listening. Shout out to all the listeners, Team and I, the Choppers, the friends who like the Nathan Ivey Show. Shout out to the good folks at Superlative Media. Shout out to my friends at SoulPublicRecords.com, my new friends at X Squad Affiliates. And especially shout out to all my Patreons. I support you. You support me. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. If you want to learn more about anything that I've discussed, becoming a patron, if you want to access the archives of the Nathan Ivey Show, you can find it on my website, NathanIvey.com. Remember this, winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. And respect the architect. Never disrespect the Elohim. Never do that. The wise words of Jay Electronica. Until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., I'm out.